U.S. Embassy reminds Nigerians of visa restriction effective January 2026. EFCC returns 1.27 billion naira recovered from Sojimoto to Enugu State government. Ibokwe begs Sanwo-Olu for a solution over demolition of Igbo properties. Police arrest man conducting illegal INEC voters registration for politicians in Abia State. Police arraigns 11 suspects over the murder of Arraign TV journalist security guard. On the foreign scene, U.S. House panel votes to hold Clintons in contempt over Epstein subpoenas. A very good day to you and welcome to Fastness News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in full. The United States Embassy in Nigeria has reiterated the implementation of visa restrictions affecting nationals of 19 countries, including Nigeria, with effect from January 1, 2026. The reminder was issued on Wednesday via the embassy's official X, formerly Twitter account, stressing that the measure remains in force in line with the presidential directive. According to the embassy, the restriction is pursuant to Presidential Proclamation 10998 titled Restricting and Limiting the Entry of Foreign Nationals to Protect the Security of the United States. The affected categories include non-immigrants B1 to B2 visitors visas, F&M students visas, J exchange visitors visas, and all immigrants visas. The embassy urged prospective applicants to take note of the restrictions and exemptions that the policy takes full effect from January 2026. Moving on to Enugu State, the Economy and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has remitted 1.27 billion naira to the Enugu State government, marking a significant development in the ongoing probe into alleged fraud involving Sujimoto Luxury Construction Limited. The funds recovered from the company represent part of the approximately 5.7 billion naira or close to 6 billion naira as initially reported to some accounts paid as 50% mobilization fee for 11.4 billion naira contract awarded in July 2024. The deal tasked Sujimoto with constructing 22 smart green schools across Enugu State within 6 months. The controversy erupted when joint inspections by Enugu State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure officials and EFCC operative in May 2025 revealed minimal to no substantial progress in the project site, with most at foundational early block work stages despite the substantial upfront payments. The state accused the firm's CEO, Olasijubomi Okundede, widely known as Sujimoto, of abandoning the site, diverting funds, and engaging the money laundering. Following a petition from the Enugu State government, the EFCC declared Ogundede wanted in September 2025, froze-related accounts, seized his international passports, and later secured a court order for his detention to aid investigations. Ogundede denied the allegation, describing the issue as a contractual misunderstanding exacerbated by inflation and underpricing, and insisted he was neither a thief nor a fugitive. In October 2025, Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah expressed optimism about full recovery, noting that some repayments had begun and praising the EFCC handling of the case. Enugu authorities have maintained that the state remains determined to recover every kobo, with mechanisms in place to prevent loss of taxpayer money in large-scale projects. Away from that story, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC, Joe Ibokwe, has pleaded with the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to intervene over the continuous destruction of properties belonging to Igbos residing in Lagos State. Reports that Ibokwe, in a post on his Facebook page, said he was received numerous calls from Igbos about how their houses are being demolished by officials of the state government. Lamenting over the issue, Ibokwe emphasized that Igbos are a strong force in Lagos' growth, especially through their homogeneous investments. The APC chieftain further appealed to Sanwo-Olu to look into the matter and find an amicable solution. Away from that story, operative of the Abia State Command of the Nigerian Police Force have arrested a 47-year-old man identified as Chukwuemeka Nwobilo for having the voters registration machine of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). He was arrested at a football field in Nwabisi, Isiala, Ngwa North local government area of the state with an INEC registration machine that was meant for the registration of voters in Isiala, Ngwa South local government area. He was apprehended by the police personnel from the Criminal and Investigation Department (CID), Isiala Ungwa North Division, in conjunction with the divisional officer and the mayor of Isiala Ungwa Elko Government Area through a tip-off. He was said to have been whisked off to the Abia State Police Command headquarters shortly after his arrest for further investigation. When contacted, a staff member of the INEC in Abia State, Mr. Victor Abraham, in a telephone interview, confirmed the arrest but said that the management was meeting to verify the identity of the suspect. Away from that story, 11 suspects linked to the murder of Arraign news journalist Somtochukwu Maduagu and a security guard Barnabas Danlami were on Wednesday arraigned before a Federal Capital Territory court. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirmed the arraignments in a statement released on Wednesday, stating that the suspects were charged with criminal conspiracy, armed robbery, and murder. Somtochukwu, an anchor, reporter, and producer with Arraign News, was killed alongside Danlami during a robbery attack at Unique Apartments, Kantape Extension, Mabushi, Abuja, on September 29, 2025. The suspects arraigned include Shamsu Hassan, Sani Sirajo, Hassan Isa, Abubakar Alkamu, Abdusalam Saleh, Suleiman Badamasi, Saradin Mohammed, Musa Umar, also known as Small, Mashko Jamil, Suleiman Sani, and Abubakar Usman. Adewale had condemned the killing as cruel and senseless, stressing that such violence has no place in a sane society. We now move on to the foreign scene. A key U.S. congressional panel has voted to hold former President Bill Clinton and his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, in contempt of Congress over their refusal to comply with subpoenas in its investigation of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee approved the contempt measure with the support of several Democrats, and it will now go to the full House of Representatives for a vote. If it passes the chamber, the matter will be referred to the Justice Department. The committee has summoned both Clintons to testify about Epstein, with whom Bill Clinton has appeared in photographs in the 1990s and early 2000s. Bill Clinton has never been accused of wrongdoing by survivors or Epstein abuse and has denied knowledge of his sex offending. Lawyers for the Clinton has called the Oversight Committee subpoenas unenforceable and said they had already provided the limited information they had about Epstein. That's all on the news this hour. We now bring you highlights of the stories in the bulletin so far. Brought to the U.S. Embassy reminds Nigerians of visa restrictions effective from January 2026. Also brought to the EFCC returns 1.27 billion naira recovered from Sujimoto to Enugu State Government, and also brought to you that Ibokwe begs Sanwo-Olu for solution over demolition of Igbo properties, and also brought to you the police arrest man conducting illegal INEC voters registration for politicians in Abia State, and also brought to you the police arraigns 11 suspects over the murder of Arraign TV journalist security guard. On the foreign scene, brought to the U.S. House panel votes to hold Clintons in contempt over Epstein's subpoenas. That's all on the news this hour. I am Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.